am here with a very special guy, Kordell Stewart. And I'd like to ask you, Kordell, first of all, what are you doing in town?
Well, I came in town to actually give people the opportunity to be a part of my, I guess you could say, life in so many words. It's an autobiography. It's called Truth, and it's one that talks not just about football, but it talks about everything from the beginning until today. And to bring levels of transparency into a book, I think is important, especially when you're a public figure, especially when you're a celebrity and/or an entertainer. Sometimes everything is predicated off of your performances all the time, but yet they forget about the individual. So when you have stats that are written about a person and then all of a sudden you keep reading the stories and all the newspapers and kind of make it seem like because you made mistakes or you threw interceptions, you're a bad guy. You know, and the only time you become a great person is if you only have success, because that's what draws attention to most folks is winning. And so winning can be done in multiple ways. And so what I've done is taken that lifestyle and I've tried to transcend it into real life so that as you go about your life and anyone else that's a part of anything that has to do with having to endure or deal with perseverance, if you can look at the glass half full and allow that experience to help you grow as an individual, your future will be awesome. And kind of that's where I am. Father passed away, mother passed away when I was 11. He raised me up until 5 years ago, and now I have my little guy here with me right now, and I'm the single parent. You know, so it's just a thing of trying to bring that life into my autobiography and not make it just about football, but make it about life.
Well, and that's one of the things I wanted to ask you. When we talk about leadership at CU, what kind of leader are you? You've done an incredible job with the Buffs, the Steelers, in your life.
Well, I try my best to lead by example and not by saying too much. Because naturally what happens is when you speak out loud, you put yourself out front, and they're going to watch everything you do as opposed to the things you say, especially as a quarterback. So it's always been a thing of actually trying to put in the work, try to do the things that, you know, some of the guys on the team probably couldn't do, but most importantly, be a good follower of my teammates as well. So it's hard to do that at times, especially when you have high expectations, but yet in order to be a leader, you have to know how to follow. And that's one thing I learned along the way, which was being able to follow some of my teammates, offensive linemen, defensive players, coaches, friends, family, and try to take all that and put it into one big crock pot and try to mix it together, and being that I'm from New Orleans, make a good thing a gumbo.
Ah, that's good,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
So as far as CU and leading CU forward, do you stay involved? Have you gotten to see the new facilities yet?
Actually, I'm gonna have an opportunity to do that with my son, give him a chance. He came here maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, and I think we played a night game against Florida State. And that was his first time seeing Ralphie. And so I was all emotional. So I'm like sitting there saying to myself, my little rascal getting an opportunity to see what Daddy was a part of, kind of, sort of. So we're kind of keeping that thing going to where we'll come back every so often, give him a chance to, you know, see what it was like for Daddy to be around certain things like this. And, you know, snow wasn't one of the things I told him about, but he's gotten an opportunity to be thrust into this just because of the weather and how it is. But it's beautiful right now. And the first thing he said, being that we live in Atlanta, Dad, the city is still actually moving. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, Dad, if it talks about drizzling, they shut the entire city down. So I'm like, yeah, that's a great observation. So I'm gonna give him an opportunity to see the new facility. I heard it's phenomenal. It's everything we all dreamed about and talked about, but you know, it's all relative to time. And in this time, Del Ward was a phenomenal place for us. But getting a chance to see how things have changed and see where it's going to now. I think it's the Champions, what do they call it?
Champions Center. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I heard about it. So I'm going to go over and take some pictures with my little guy and put that all over his Instagram and take it back home to his friends at school, let him know he's doing big things in the Midwest.
Well, thanks so much for chatting with me, and we're so happy to have you here. And put your book up, hold your book up. It's called Truth.
It's a great read, I promise you. I think most kids who are in college, and I say kids as if I'm an old man, but most young kids actually are in school right now, go through tough times and trying to transition, whether it's because of failure of a class or being able to pass a certain test to try to get pass the bar exam or whatever. You know, just stay the course, don't lose your focus, and know that the great things are going to come on the opposite side. It may not always be what you want it to be, but yet if you stay the course, you'll be fine.
Well, you certainly did that. We're very proud of you and proud to have you here, and go Buffs!